let's go ahead and learn about the load balancer type when using services. So the load balancer type is a standard way of exposing applications to the internet. It basically creates a load balancer per service. Now bear in mind that per service is in bold in here, and this is crucial. So if you want to expose more than one service to the internet, then you're actually creating a separate load balancer. Now, when we create a service of type load balancer, depending on the cloud provider that you are running in, it creates a network load balancer. So if you are running on AWS, it creates an NLB. If you're running Kubernetes on GCP, it also creates an NLB. So their implementations is kind of different, but this is what you get. So what exactly is a network load balancer? So in here, I'm inside of the AWS documentation, and they say that the elastic load balancing automatically distributes your incoming traffic across multiple targets, such as EC2 instance, containers, and IP addresses in one or more availability zones. If I also show you for GCP in here, so external TCP UDP network load balancing overview. So they say basically in here is a regional pass-through load balancer, distributes external traffic among virtual machines instances in the same region. So in here you can see that the NLB can receive traffic from client, VMs, and I think they have a diagram in here. Have a look. So this is the diagram. So basically this is the user, for example, and the user wants to talk to your application. Then you expose a NLB in here. So you never let your users talk directly to the VMs themselves, right? So if you have, let's say 10 virtual machines, then you should go through the load balancer, and then the load balancer distributes the traffic between those virtual machines. So this is the purpose of an NLB. Now let me go back to the slides. Now with Minikube, because we're not running Kubernetes on the cloud and we are running locally, we can run this command minikube tunnel, and I'll show you this in a second. So let's go back and have a look at the Kubernetes architecture. So before, remember that I said that we have this cloud controller manager, and it's responsible for talking to the underlying cloud provider. So let's focus on the cloud controller manager for a second. So basically it talks to the underlying cloud provider, right? And if we are running on AWS, it creates an NLB on AWS. If you're running on Azure, it creates, I think it's an NLB as well on Azure. And if you're running on GCP, it creates a NLB on GCP. But as I said, we are running on Minikube, so we have to use Minikube tunnel.